Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Dillion, and on my space here I try to simplify topics around the web, around software engineering, around tech. So if this content you'd like to see more of, kindly subscribe. This video today I'll be talking about Git Bisect, a very handy tool for Git operations. So we would learn what the Git Bisect tool is, or the Git Bisect command is. We would learn why you should use it, and then we'll also go through a small application here showing how to use it. So let's get started. So Git Bisect. Git Bisect is a very handy command provided by Git that allows you to strategically debug your applications. It uses the binary search algorithm to locate commits that introduces a bug. So if you have different commits in your applications and you are not sure of the particular commit that introduced the bug, instead of going about things manually, checking out every commit and trying to locate which of them has this bug, you can use this git bisect command to effectively locate that commit in the smallest possible steps. If you're going about things manually, you may use 10 steps to find that bug, but using git bisect and the binary search algorithm, which it is based on, you can locate that bug in lower steps. So more or less it helps you to locate commits that introduces bugs easily. And let's see all of this theory in a simple application. So I have this small application here, which is a mini calculator. You have your first number here, you have the operator sign here, you have your last number here, and you go through this with 50. And this is the source code for it. So I have all of the HTML here, I have my styles here, and I have my JavaScript here. Basically, I get the form, I listen to the submit event, and then I pick the values from all of those inputs, and then I return the answer in the DOM. Now, looking at this application, you may not know what's wrong, but here is one bug that I've discovered. Of course, this is an intentional bug. I placed the bug in the source code, but let's assume it's a bug that is not easily identifiable. So for this particular bug here, when you use 10 as the first number, it throws a bug. This can give the users of your application a bad experience. It could be the screen turning white or the screen filled with red color, but let's just assume this is how the bug appears. So bug here. I know, of course, all I have to do is go to the source code and then look for where 10 is used and how I can, fix that part. But like I said, let's assume it's a bug that is not easily identifiable. So now there is a bug, and then I have 10 commits here. Using the source control plugin in my VS Code editor, I can see these are all of the commits that I've made, and I want to believe that that bug exists in one of these commits. So the first way I may want to go about this would be, okay, check all of the previous commits. Currently I'm on commit 10, so I may check all of the previous commits and to identify where that bug was introduced. So I could go to commit 9, copy the commit ID, and then over here I can check out, and then now I'm on commit 9. I can go back here, refresh, attempt to do the same thing, and there is also a bug. Now I could repeat this process for commit 8, for commit 7 until I finally locate that commit. But imagine there were like 200 commits and I have to go through this same process. Now that will be very daunting. And let's see how we can use Git Bisect to achieve the solution easily. So this is the command. We have Git Bisect, and we have the help command, start, good, bad, new, and several others that will not be needed for this video. So what we do is first we start the bisecting interface by using git bisect start. So what we are going to do now is we have to give git bisect a range. We have to give git bisect a bad commit, and we have to give git bisect a good commit. And first we do git bisect bad, and then we have the commit ID. Over here in the source control, I could easily copy the ID and paste here, but since I'm currently, a shortcut to this is since I'm currently at the head state, I could just use head. So now git bisect keeps track of this particular commit as a commit with the bug, not necessarily introducing the bug, but a commit with the bug. Now I have to tell git bisect a good commit. Going over the source control here, I could just pick any of these commits to identify a good commit. So I could go down here and let's assume this is a good commit, and I could check that out using git checkout this commit. And then over here in the browser I could check 10 plus 20, and everything works fine. There is no bug. So I could go back to my master branch, and then I can tell Git Bisect that this is a good commit. And this is where Git Bisect starts suggesting different commits to go over. So currently Git Bisect has changed the head state to commit 6. And then going over here, I could enter 10 plus 20. Okay, the bug still exists here. So I tell Git Bisect that commit 6 is also a bad commit. I could copy the ID from here and paste it here. Get that in, copy correctly. Copy and paste it here. So after suggesting that, now Git Bisect tries to narrow down the remaining commits left, and then it suggests commit 4. So remember I told you it's using a binary search algorithm, just trying to narrow down the commit available. And then I could go to Git Bisect 4. Okay, I have to test it. So I go over here, 10 plus 20, and it works perfectly. So over here, I'll tell Git Bisect that this is a good commit. I have to copy this correctly. And that is a good commit. And then there are 0 revisions. Over here, we tested commit 6. Over here, we tested commit 4. So obviously, what is left is commit 5. So Git Bisect is currently at the commit 5 state. And of course, we already know that this is the commit with the bug, but we can still test that. So over here I have 10 plus 20, and there is a bug here. And then what's the next thing to do? Identify the changes that were made during this commit. And over my source code here, I could just click on this commit and I can see 2 files were changed. First, the index.html, and the only thing I added here was this commit 5 text. But the script.js was also changed. And over here, let's assume this is a bug. I can go through the changes and then realize that, okay, this is a bug. I wasn't supposed to do this. And now this way I could just go over to my current state using Git Bisect reset. And then now I'm at master. And then I can go back to my source code and then try to, this is script.js. And then I could go back to this place and then I could just erase it. And then going back here, refreshing. And then now everything works fine. And that is exactly how you use Git Bisect. Of course, it has other options, but this is a very effective way of discovering bugs. So of course, I just have 10 commits here. So I could actually go through, I could actually check out all of the 10 commits. It may not be really stressful, but if I had up to 200 commits, that is the best time to use Git Bisect, because it tries to streamline those 200 commits, reducing the revisions to maybe even 6 or 5. And that brings us to the conclusion. So this is a simple way to easily identify bugs in your application using Git Bisect. So if you found this content helpful, kindly like, kindly subscribe, and then kindly share.